So to make the sleeve, I've taken this portion, I've taken away the excesses, and this is at a slight an angle. So we're going to cut the sleeve at an angle as well. We're going to fold this over to make sure that we get the maximum sleeve out. Now this is not meeting up at an, obviously if we're putting it directly on each other, then what we're having is that much short, and we're having to put like a piece there, and this will come out excess. So if we can get the same cut without having to put a piece in, then that's what we're going to do. Now this is where the sleeve is going to be curved, and I'm going to use you know, the back of the sleeve, I'm going to use it as the side which is more, so I can get a deeper cut from that side and a less cut from this side. And the actual sleeve, we're going to go back to the dress now and try and blend the two in. So this was the cutting of the sleeve, and the cutting of this was 7 inches down and 4 inches across. So what you've got is and I've done this several times, but sometimes people are a little bit reluctant to go and search for the videos and keep on asking for the same thing again and again. So you imagine this to be your fabric, and what we've done is we've taken a 4 inch this way and 7 inch that way and marked it off into like a rectangle, and then this rectangle going about 1.5 inches, we start curving it, and 1.5 inches from the other side, and we basically curve this out so that we've got like a curved end. And basically that's what, you know, after you've done the rectangle, you're taking away this excess, leaving that excess in, but curving this out so that this becomes the remnant. And then the armhole has to be cut sort of these are the measurements, yeah, that you're cutting the armhole so that it fits into the curve of the sleeve fits into the armhole. Okay, so we're just going to quickly measure this, which is if we take the tape measure all the way around, what we've got is we've got a 10 inch that we've got to create. So this curve has to be, in total it has to be 20 inches, and to create this, at the moment what I've got is I've got 9 inches going across, and obviously the length of the sleeve. This has been folded over, so what I'm going to do is 4 inches down from the top. I'm going to mark this. I'm going to mark this at 4 inches down from the top, and now that's not the same on both of them. And I'm going to create same curve. Take that excess away. Shorten the sleeve a little bit because I've got to add borders and stuff to this. Now I've got no shape in this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this open. So if you look at this, there's more of a curve on that side than there is on that. And if we lay these side to side, one has a slightly more, it's actually difficult to see. Now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to shape this, okay? So at the moment what we've got is we haven't actually, after we've trimmed it all off, it's not 4 inches anymore, so it's a little bit difficult to describe. Okay, we're going to go back to the 4 inch rule. And basically what you're trying to do is to create, cut this a little bit deeper so there's more room. So the whole purpose of, I want actually slightly looser arms on this. What I'm trying to do is get this to be 10 inches. Oh, you might find this. Oh, okay. Okay, that's exactly 10 inches. And we're going to mark the front of this with a couple of notches so we know which is the front, just in case. So what you've got is, let's put this on a grid table now, and what you're looking at is, mine is a grid table, and if you look at this, it's 1 2 3 4 inches going down, 1 2 3 4 inches across, and then you've got the cap of the sleeve, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 inches is the cap of the sleeve, and then you've got the front arm. Now the front arm has a slightly more of a curve. The curve actually extends to 1 2 3 4 5 5.5 inches, and the depth is still 4 inches, but it's taken slightly deeper on the contour. So if we put these on top of each other, what you've got is, one is a lot deeper than the other, and that's so that, you know, at the back it gives us a comfortable fit. Now the way this is going to, once it's attached, is it's going to sort of bend to the contour of the actual cut of the dress, and then that's going to be loosely attached, you know, so you're going to ease it. Part of the method of the sleeve is to do with the cutting, but then part of the partly is down to the attaching. So the way you attach the sleeve to the dress is the way you're going to get the result. It's not totally down to the cutting. So the next in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a description of how you would go around fitting an armhole like this into a sleeve cutting like this, and you're going to marry the two off together to get a perfect cut around the arm. So that's now what we're going to do is, with this I've got quite a few borders. So what I will be doing is attaching a few borders in front of this to give this the look similar to what is in the picture. So we're going to combine a few of these borders and attach them to the front of the sleeve so that we get the similarity of the actual picture and the garment. Okay, so now we're gonna go to, hopefully we're gonna go to part of the sewing. Now before I go onto the sewing, I'm going to show you one more thing, and this is going back to the trouser. Okay. So this was the trouser. Now what we want is, we want interfacing or some lining to go with this, and this is excess fabric, leftover fabrics that we've had from the trouser and the sleeves, and we're going to use this. I'm going to place that underneath and we're going to cut. So this, what I've cut here, I'm going to use this to actually line the bottom of the trouser like this, and we want this marking. So I'm gonna turn on the iron, and we're gonna pre-mark some of this, and then I'm going to show you the step-by-step on how to well, one of the things that I want to do, we want to add loops to this as well. So we're going to take some fabric which we're going to cut on a bias. Okay, we're just going to cut some bias fabric out of this, and to cut that at a complete bias we need 2 strips. Cut at about an inch. We're going to create loops out of this. Actually, I might do more, and I might add the loops to the neckline too. So we'll do a few and create the loops, and then we'll attach those loops to the neck as well. So I'm going to put buttons on, and with buttons, if you can get, so this is going to be a little bit time consuming creating these loops, but I'm going to show you an easy way of doing these as well. So what you want with these loops is you want stitching, leaving about 1/4 centimeter. Yeah, just about a needle, a foot width, and you want to stitch it close to the end all the way on all the strips. Now each time you come to an end, make sure to double stitch on the ends and leave a fair bit of thread loose on the ends.